episode of All the Gear Some Idea. So today we are going to take the silencer off the bike and hopefully change the right hand shock absorber. I say hopefully, I've done the other side. There's a video, it was painful, really painful. Not so much painful to do, more equipment wise for filming was painful. So what I might do is, because this is a lot harder to do this side, is quickly insert here now the, well not now, but in a sec, the sped up version of me changing it, because the volume and the sound is going to be awful. And then we'll come to this side and I can talk through it, if you know what I mean. So insert that here. Right, so we've got to take the exhaust off, but hopefully it's just the top half. Now, someone has asked me how to do the exhaust, so I will just talk you through that. Maybe I do have to take it off at some point anyway, so we will do something on those lines at some point. So the reason I'm changing the rear shocks, the left hand side was leaking and I had an MOT due. The right hand side is absolutely fine, nothing wrong with it. I was on holiday, ordered the shock absorber because they offered me a price that I couldn't say no to. Turns up and I'm like, cool, looks brand new, it honestly looks brand new, but it's a different colour. They had the other one in stock, so I offered them the same amount of money and they accepted and sent it to me. So now I have another one, and it probably does look better having the other colour, but then the front stanchions are a different colour, but I don't think you'd really know about that stuff. It's just the fact that looking at it right now, you can clearly tell they're two different colours and the springs are two different colours. So I'll show you that now. Okay, so here, old one, silver, bronze. Here is said new one. Black, goldy colour, bronzy colour. Now I believe that the ones I've got on there have maybe just faded. I'm not so sure. I'm not going to risk it and find out, I suppose, because I'm changing them anyway. But you can see the difference in the quality is pretty good. The other one on the other side, the bit here, the bearing inside there had gone. So yeah, we will change it over, but we just have to take silencer off the exhaust. That is, I believe, 1919, might be 17, 17. And then down under here, which I'll show you in a sec, is a 10mm bolt that is a clamp for the exhaust. So we can take that off, and then I'm hoping we can wiggle it out once I get this top nut here off. So let's have a little go. Okay, so in here, you see my socket, silver bit, goes onto a 10mm bolt, which goes around the exhaust. That's the clamp. So I'm just loosening that off now, which it already is loose, which is good. You can spray it up with some penetrating oil to help it. Okay, I lied. This is a 16mm, so crack that off. Crack this one up here off. So if you watched our previous videos, you'll know that we've had these off already for the engine change that we did. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. There's the washers off and the nuts. So now I'm hoping a little bit of jiggery pokery. We can slide that off. You can see, okay, I'll take it off and show you. So you see how easy that was? So there's a pin here. Mine is actually bent, so we're going to straighten that out, hopefully. That pin sits in a bracket just here. It goes into a rubber mount, just in there. And as you can see, she's now out. Really easy. 10mm on this at the bottom. That loosens that clamp off, and away we go. So what we've also got, if you wanted to remove the silencer as well, is down here. You've got the nut just there, so it goes across there. And there's also another one of those that sits down in there. So you've got to take this cowling here off, which is 4 Allen keys. 1, 2, and then same on the other side. And then on this here, you've got a spring. You've got a spring here on the other side. Pull that off. That will then drop down. And then you should have 2, mine are now 13s up there, but you'll probably find yours are like multi-spines or something like that. So as you can see, it's quite simple. And now we're going to have the bit where we might struggle slightly because the bike is on the deck, it's on the floor, and the other side gave me some hassle doing this. So what we're going to do, it's not going to drop all the way because I've still got another shock on the other side. Okay. So this one came off a lot easier than the other side. So that one's now off. Let's take this ribbon, let's take it off, like so. And then we're going to just go on there. So right, so the other side, the problem I had was with this side still on, it was like it was a little bit longer. It wasn't. I just think it's because it's newer. It's got a lot more pressure in there. As you saw, it jumped up when I pulled that off. Whereas the other side, when I was doing that, I had to really push against it to try and make it go on there. And it was an absolute struggle. Struggle for a little while, to be fair. So this side, what we're going to do, it should be quite easy. It's almost lined up. Push down on the bike. Give it a little wiggle. And there we go. That side's on. That was really easy compared to the other side. I've been putting this off. Anyway, right, so let's get the washers and that back on. So I have ordered, or did order, some new nuts for this. But silly me, ordered the wrong ones. They were massive. So I need to remeasure. Once again, I was away. So that's my own problem. Right, so what we're going to do with this, I don't know yet, with the exhaust. Right, so I have just straightened that pin out. So as you can see, it's now straight in the bracket. So hopefully that's the only thing that is bent. And we'll get this back in again. Now, you don't even have to take these side panels off, which I was expecting to have to take off. These ones here. So what we'll do is just slide that in. Go down there. Put that in there. And then I can see down this hole just here. I can see where it needs to line up to. And I can also see up here where the pin is that it needs to line up to. So now I've straightened that out, it goes right in that pin as it should. And then we're just going to give it a bit of a push. Then we're going to line this bolt up here up, like so. Push it again. I'm now lined up in this pin down here, which is down there. I'll show you now. So that's where the pin sits. You can see it's just down there. So mine wasn't actually sat in there properly before. And then it goes all the way down into the bit I showed you earlier that I was undoing. So now all I've got to do is tighten it back up again. So what we'll do is we put this on here with the washer. Like so. So that one's tight. That one's tight. We'll go around the other side and we'll just tighten that clamp up. Right, that's now back on. That was really easy compared to the other side. That was a real struggle before. But yeah. Right, so the other thing I've noticed is the adjuster on the spring, which is here. On this side is about that far down, which is fine. The other side is further up. Now, you would adjust that to how you want it to be when riding. So I will adjust mine. All you've got, it's quite simple. This one should be all right. Yeah, so what I've just done there is, because it's pretty much brand new, that adjusting collar that I'm flicking up now, which is here, is your locking collar. And then this one here is your adjusting collar. So if I turn this spring, you'll see that collar moves with it. So what I need to do is lock that back off again. So I need to get a C-spanner to do that. The other side, as you can probably see down here in the video, is got a pretty much no gap. So what I need to do is I'm going to even them off. And then, probably not today because it's not very nice weather, I then need to go for a ride, see how it feels, make sure it's right for my body weight. I'm not skinny, I'm not light, so I probably do need to have it up a little bit more. Which is probably why I found that when I rode to the MOT station, it felt really good, because I had one that's pushing up a lot more than the other. So that's fine. I think I need to put more sort of tension into that, which is what I will do. That will then raise the back end up, and that will give me a bit more room for the tail tider that I fitted. But you have to watch that in a separate video, unless you've seen it in this one. I don't know. So that's fine. The next thing I'm going to have to do is start it up, and then I'm going to stick my hand, because it's cold, down under here where that clamp is. When it's running, I'm going to make sure there's no blow there, make sure there's no exhaust gas leak. So hopefully it's not going to ruin the audio. Okay, so that isn't leaking. Obviously do it when it's cold, don't when it was hot. It does heat up pretty quick, so don't leave your hand there for too long because you will burn yourself. But yeah, there we have it. We've just changed the rear shock on the right hand side. We just need to clean the number off of the canister off the side. And that is another thing done for the bike. So all I need to do now is find some handlebars. Yeah, I think there's probably more. I'm going to service it because the service schedule is every, what was it? It's like 500 miles or something. Now, I definitely haven't done 500 miles on it because I've barely ridden it. I do enjoy riding it. I wish it was more powerful, but that's my own fault for not having a bike license yet. And I've got FL plates. Yeah. So as you can see, we are pretty much done with the shock and the exhaust. Like I say, so if people still want to see me take the exhaust off fully, I can do that. It's going to be easy to do. Like I say, it's the bottom trim off the bottom, and then once we've done the bottom trim, you've got two brackets that are holding it on, and then the front. Depends what part you want to take off. If you want to take the silencer off, as you've just seen, really easy. It might be a little bit stiffer on yours. We've had all mine apart before. Like I say, penetrating oil around that bolt before you undo it because you don't want to snap it. Yeah. I'm sure there's something else needed for the bike, other than the handlebars, unless we're nearly there. And then we can get on to potentially the modifications on it. Although we have got new levers on there, which there should be a video. Once again, the audio will be rubbish. We're really trying. But don't forget, go back, watch some of the previous stuff. Once again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to tick the like button if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're still watching. And yeah. Click here to watch some of our previous stuff, and click here to watch our latest video. Thank you very much. See you next time.